Howdy everyone. If you're tuning in right now, you're wondering why I'm not playing Red Dead Online. Should be streaming. Really fun situation to have as being a gameplay. But if you've gotten down to this video, you probably researched it on Google or somewhere and came to it, or you're part of my community that's been plagued by this. And the X gonna give it to you code of 2000 and that 0x20010006 appears, and then rightly after it also appears with this one, which is your new introduction of what 1.06 reintroduced, that they trying to softly patch for some people that were having issues. Everything that I've gathered online, I've talked directly to Rockstar, I've gathered stuff and information on Reddit, and there are sources you can utilize in order to get into it, but this is the teething issues of beta. I hate to say it, there is no real legit fix right now unless you have a PlayStation 4 and then it kind of works and then sometimes it may not. But this again is them, they wanted to remove the name of beta roughly right around the very early of January. It should have been the 11th if my memory serves correct. And then they filtered in right around March. It was supposed to be kind of completed, and we're still rocking the title beta in it. So that should be a great indicator that themselves, as Rockstar, as an entity of gaming, they are not ready to release it as a full-fledged product. So I know a lot of people want to play it. I want to play it. I mean, but unfortunately, sometimes this is the situations that accrue. And you can see if you played Friday the 13th, the same things happen. Servers grow, and unfortunately, sometimes they can be the unsewing of what could be a really great server. But let's go ahead and get to some information. I'm going to go ahead and turn over to the web because unfortunately, this doesn't really work at that point in time. And we'll also try another fix that I will do myself, and then we'll test it out again at the very end of this episode to see if it does work for PlayStation 4s, because one of the things that I found was specifically for just PlayStation 4. So for all the Xbone users out there, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, there is no fix for the Xbox One. You guys are always behind the curve, unfortunately, in this one. But let's get to it. It's almost 2 minutes into the video, and I think that it's about time for the news. And as you can see, I need to very quickly readjust my filtering. Give me 1 second. This is because I had my plateau on 4K prior. There's a lot of OBS work being done right here. Me just like taking the very edge of that clip and just making that Rockstar website more adjustable for us to see. And this is a great setup. I mean, I will accept this at this point in time. A little bit more, actually. Never mind. I don't accept. I would like to reinvest. Well, no. We'll go right there. That's good enough. Point being is we're on the Rockstar page. I'm going to show you what you need to do right off the bat. First and foremost, if you're in this dilemma, you need to reach out to Rockstar. They need to see us as a community of players wanting to play beta, so they therefore staff accordingly in a payroll budget in order for them to do this. The more quantity of people reaching out to Rockstar, the better situation we will have as a community to play this as a whole, because otherwise it's just them stress testing the network with beta. With that being said, though, all you're gonna need to do is when you come into like Rockstar, you can see right there it hits the support, There's other things you can go as you kind of drag around the leaflet, but I'm showing you the basics, so you can just kind of click. It's gonna ask you what game you want to go to Red Dead Online, and there's online play. There's other issues that you can actually have, connectivity, which would kind of fall into the same exact situation, but it's mainly Yanzi's problem is that it is not the connectivity, because remember, single player also sinks into these situations as well, of them getting like the actual mechanical updates, which we got a beautiful purring like OS for that. Like, kudos Rockstar, you did really well in 1.06. I felt like that you kind of stepped it up with it. I appreciate that. But with that being said, hit online. At that point in time, you're going to see a lot of situations arise. There's bug reports, these other things, and you see right here instantaneously on the forums, it is a related issue. People are talking about this. This is something that is not just us. And like, there are some brutal comments. I was like reading this like prior when I was like doing some research inside of there, and you can kind of see like that wasn't there, but the follow-up comments I found in another like forum were just in the point of people saying, well, this is just you and your own thing. And I was like, that's pretty brutal, man. That's really brutal. But to go back, not to get too caught up inside there, you can hit your bug reports, and then that will also give you a great situation of what you're going to be able to do. there should be a way you can read out. You hit your PlayStation 4, bug report, solution. You can sign in at that point in time and submit a request. That's what you're going to want to do. And this is why I've led you to this point, so you can find yourself a great way to submit your forum and your claim tag, which they are insanely fast. I have so much respect for Rockstar after the way that they handled their customer relations. It was really kind of cool, and I'm going to pull up something right now at this point in time, and we'll go into other fixes after, but let me give you the root where most people are wondering what the heck is going on. Unfortunately, as of today, as I close down these websites, there is no real fix, and this was my conversation with David, which I sent out mine about an hour, and within an hour later, he sent a reply instantaneously. So it's like me dealing with the issue for about an hour, trying to figure it out, couldn't figure out an issue, touched out basis with them, and within an hour I got a reply. That was pretty cool, honestly. And they have really cool technical titles, really elite titles. He's like, I think it was like Gaming Extraordinaire. Like, I almost want to say Gabe, like, but his name is Dave. Maybe because it rhymes. Gabe and Dave. Now it would be hilarious if he ended up being like actual like friends with a name of Gabe. He's like, yeah. Anyways, I'm getting completely like an intangible point. What I'm trying to get down to the actual news is he basically telling me, summed up, as you can kind of read, as I've already been talking if you haven't already, is that it is an unfortunate thing that they are already investigating and they have no further, I guess, indicators of when they will be patching it. Because I did indicate to them that the error occurred during the 1.06 when they started to advertise the daily online challenges, which brought back a grove of people, which in like him understanding like my logic, he was like really great with giving me a direct response, and that it's Rockstar understands this is an issue. So don't feel that you're alone. Unfortunately, there's really no fix to this until they get out of beta. I want to say like they wouldn't release this as like a full-fledged, and that might be one of the reasons why they're deeming a lot of time to remove that title. But as you can see, I'm going to dive into the next portion, which is right over here. And this is one of the ones I found, and I reached out to this dude because I saw it and I was like, oh, okay. And this is an actual situation where people are like try to reset, because sometimes you can just reset it and then go back to your actual physical like gameplay like 30 minutes later and it's fine. But that's another issue too most people have when they're inside games and they get that error where they're able to reconnect. It's this constant, you know, drop and connect, which would be hilarious. I wonder what server cloud they're utilizing in order to transmit this, because if it's Cloudflare, then I'm starting to notice that there's a lot of interfaces of today's the market that I play with, in like the northern, you know, California region, that like just don't play friendly with Cloudflare. Unfortunately, I literally had to go with Google DNS in order to save the day. Oh, that was so clean. Like, but anyways, I'm not debating our direct connection sources where we get our cash rebates at. What I'm trying to talk about is the situation of where this actually did seem like a very rock solid fix. This person like knew their homework, and like this is what I've already set up inside of my setup anyways, on how to actually physically make a playable, syncable, individualistic IP sync. And that's what you really want, to have that from your modem being your WAN to your late gateway of where you have your LANs, hopefully, you know, protruding. You always want to use LANs, not Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is not the best connection, though there are routers out there that are starting to compete with it. But we're not talking tech in that. We're talking tech in this, of where Red Dead Online is not playable right now. So if you want to follow these ones, you definitely can. That's what I would say. Spend some time. You can always go to this post. It's on the Red Dead Online forum, which has a very good, healthy portion of it. Or just type in literally that error code in Reddit, and you will come to a treasure trove of information. Trust me. So this is another one that I was able to find where people were able to be booted back and forth, and this is like a hot debate, and this is where I actually kind of came down to where someone had to fix, where I clicked that, and that led to the last page that we were at. And this was the direct connections, where I was like kind of like, okay, let me just search, and this is where I actually did search, and just like it goes for days. It literally goes for days. So instead of boring everyone to the point, I definitely would like to leave the M7 news roughly right around 11 minutes. So thanks everyone for watching this in the far future. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're definitely looking for a more relatable fix for this, unfortunately you're not going to be able to find that situation like directly as fast as you want to, just because there's only one other thing that I've been able to find, which was the online fix for the PlayStation. And that leads us back here. So, one of the things that people said you could do directly inside of the situation, you can, like what the person was describing is going into the addresses. Go into your settings, go into your networks. You could just reset it up and let it automatically reconnect. Try to find the best thing between the PlayStation, because sometimes when you have these DNS problems, you do want to use the very bottom of the barrel server, unfortunately, that not a lot of people are technically using, but it's still semi-stable. And if it works on that, then at least you know you're getting progress, even if you're getting booted out. Like, I'm in a progress where I can't even log on because of 1.06 coming out, so I literally have to wait for 1.07 to patch in, because this for me has been about 5 to 7 days I've been down this dusty old trail. But with that being said, I do have other games that I can play, so I'm not completely about to throw my hat down and be like, no, I'm done with this. You know, it's like, I'm not gonna pull an Arthur Morgan, go all beast mode on anything that just moves. But point being is that, like, there are going to be fixes in the near future, so give Rockstar a chance. They're a great company. I think after the experience that I had with them in the last week, of them just being forthright and seeing people that were on forums just convoluting what they were trying to get at, is that they do know that this is an issue and they are working on this. But the more people that they see reaching out to them, the better that they are going to get a grasp on the number of people that this is affecting. Think about it. The needs of the many will always outweigh the needs of the few. So if we're on the bottom of the barrel and they're just thinking that this is just a lame, really buggy thing that's just there, then they're really not going to pour a lot of attention into it. But if they start getting email groves onto it, they're going to assign a better team staffing budget in order for them to get this done. So the best thing I can leave you at this very moment, if you've been experiencing this situation, is to A, hit up Rockstar. B, try resetting your connection directly if you have a PlayStation, if this is applicable, or utilize 30-minute increment breaks into just playing Red Dead Online. It's literally gotten down to that point with what has been updated. But hopefully I've been informationally helpful, and I'm going to leave it at that. It's your boy MacGyver7th signing out and saying have a very nice day, and well, hopefully this fixes itself sooner rather than